Hey everybody, welcome back to Trial and Error. So I had a theater that I built about 11 years ago and in need of some upgrades, but I just really haven't had any reason to do it. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just, it was 1080p projection, 7.2 surround, and, in today's world, both of those things are very out of date. But luckily for me, I had a nice pipe burst which flooded my theater and caused me to tear open the stage setup, and while I was in there, it was like, well, might as well upgrade everything. Build a brand new subwoofer that is a monster from scratch. Upgrade to 4K, upgrade to, I think, 14.2 channels. It's ridiculous for sound. And then, again, once I was in there, I'm like, well, I always wanted to do a star ceiling, like a tray ceiling. And so next thing you know, we're doing all that. So this video is just going to kind of walk you through all of those upgrades so we have a much more comfortable theater, better looking, better sounding, and aesthetically just perfect for me anyway. So here we go. Hopefully the wind's not too bad, but this is the box we're going to be building. It's essentially a somewhat modified full Marty. If you're into speakers, you'll know what that means. So it's 8.5 cubic feet, ported, and we've got our dimensions for all our cutouts here. And I'll link this website, the tool. This is a great website it just takes all the work out of it. They even give you your best alignment to make the most out of a full sheet of MDF, which at what is now $60 a sheet for 3/4 inch MDF, you definitely want to make sure you're not wasting any. So we'll get these pieces cut out, and I'm going to assemble it in the theater because this thing's going to weigh a ton by the time it's done. So it'll be a lot easier to bring in the parts than it is to bring in the box. I am sure that you can't see very well in here, but you can see I have started to take the ceiling apart. So my plan for this is just a drop ceiling that I painted black, and actually it looks really nice. It was nothing wrong with it. But I had some can lights in here that were kind of old school, so I'm pulling the cans out, and what I'm going to do is take out this entire middle section, and I'm going to turn it into a tray ceiling. So we're going to go up to the rafters here, and I'm going to use some fabric up there and some lighting that shines up against that, just to add a little extra detail and also help make the room feel bigger than it is. Really happy with my new runway lighting. Those came out really nice. I cut a bunch of plexiglass strips to transfer the light to the edge so it's not harsh on your eyes.
and does a really nice job. It looks great. The front stage area, this is what I just completely rebuilt, really from scratch. This was all water damaged, so it all had to come out, as well as the walls that are behind there were also water damaged, so all of that had to come out. And that came out really cool. So I took the fabric, the same fabric that I use on the wall panels, sound deadening panels that are in here, and I did the whole thing with a nice soft touch. Got a 1/4 inch of foam in there. Fabric here, and then all new woodworking that I just kind of finagled from some stuff I had kicking around and some new stuff I had to pick up. Behind this is all open, and that giant subwoofer is hiding back there. That sub is now completely isolated from all of the structure. It doesn't touch anything, and it's sitting on the concrete on big rubber pads, and that has taken all the vibration out of this room that I've been struggling with since the day I built this theater. So that I am beyond excited about. Behind the acoustically transparent screen, we have 3 JBL Control 29. Those are compression horn loaded drivers. They sound phenomenal. They're unbelievable. I'm not touching those. So happy with them. So clean and so goddamn loud. It's mind-blowing. I apologize for the lack of light here. But for the front row, we have a set of Control 28s that fire off to the side there. We have a Control Now that fires the side channel off to the back row, and then another Control 28 for the rear effects on both sides. So the projector housing itself may work for the new projector, may not. I'm not sure yet. Hopefully I don't have to change that. So for right now, I got to pull out the rest of the can lighting on the back row, and then we got to start cutting out the grid here that we're not going to use, and then figure out how we're going to do this tray ceiling in a way that looks clean. And yeah, so I'm going to get to work. I ripped some 2x4s down to 2x2s, and I'm putting this frame up. So this frame is really meant to be the structural piece that keeps the screen itself from flip-flopping this way. The screen is really strong in compression on both sides, but it's not strong, it's pretty floppy this way. So this does two things. It gives me a way to put some structure to that screen. It also allows me to remove the screen very easily. So the screen is actually just going to screw in from the side here in 2 spots onto this frame. And then the third thing is it's going to let me run LEDs all the way around the outside of this. So we'll get that glow around the back of the screen, which will look really nice. So I was going to get this centered up on the wall, and then we can get the screen up there and the lights. So there we are. I initially ran it all the way around, but because there's not a lot of space between the top and the bottom, it just seemed like too much. Whereas coming off the sides is a nice glow, and it better matched the bottom glow that I had down there. So I really think that's the way to go. There is such a thing as too much light. I think I had it there. So now we'll get the screen in here. Actually, I'm gonna put the mounts on the screen where it's easy to. Then we'll put the screen in here. I'm sure this is really hard to see, but honestly, some of my best half-assed work right here. Made a projector enclosure, bolts to the wall. Everything's lined up, plenty of space. Nice little arch to it, and a cutout for the projector. I think it really came out nice. We're gonna fast forward a couple of weeks here, and I'll show you what I've done. So this is the stairwell to the basement. So this has all been redone, re-skimmed the walls. Actually, out in the garage, made myself a custom handrail to match. I'll show you what we got going on up here. The custom handrails that I did on the main staircase in the house. I did a video on that a while back too. That's probably a couple years old at this point, but finally got another handrail to match. As you saw, we got automated lighting down here as well. Into the laundry room, which the cats have kind of already destroyed. So got my hi-fi set up here. I've got those speakers. There's another video on how I built those. Built those like, Jesus, I don't know, 25 years ago with my dad. But I refinished them not too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So repainted this laundry room to brighten it up a little bit. Got my camera charging. And then this area brings you into the theater, although this door here is the back of the equipment closet here. Not great light in here, so sorry about that in advance. But we got everything rewired, new receiver, theater PC here, all the amplifiers, and then all the networking equipment is down this side, along with a new updated 4K Roku for the theater. Got my old Sonos still going strong, and yeah, that's about it for that. Over here, just thermostats, irrigation setup, irrigation controller, and then we are into the actual theater, or theater area, sorry. Got some new plates. Thought those were kind of cool, so they were pretty cheap, so I grabbed those. Got an old rack I gotta sell and get rid of, but this is the theater itself. Here's the other side of the rack. So the updates here are, there is a new Ultra HD Blu-ray there, and then the Onkyo RZ, is it RZ50? What is it? I think it's the 50. This thing is an absolute unit of a receiver. I believe it has onboard 14 channel processing and 12 channels of amplification. This thing's just been a beast for me. A lot of this audio gear in the middle here is for, well, we've got, I'll show you, built-in speakers throughout the entire house and then outside as well. So you've got indoor and outdoor amplifiers. And then up at the top here is a CT2000 from Crown. That drives the theater subwoofer. So that comes on, kicks on automatically. There's a little IR sender right there that connects to the Harmony, and that controls everything on this panel really well. Down the theater hallway here, nothing's really changed. These are all different autographed originals for, you know, different actors, things like that. Some movie posters that are getting pretty out of date, and that's about it. We go into the theater, and you definitely not be able to see anything, but I will hit one switch on the wall here, because we set this thing up to be wife approved. So there is, see how this thing's doing with low light. Not good. You guys can't see a damn thing. So there's a wall plate here. Literally, all you have to do is hit the up switch. It will turn on everything automatically, all the lighting that you would want. And then we sit down in one of the chairs and grab the Harmony right off of its base, which is built into this chair that charges it. And you simply select whatever you want to do. So if you want to watch Netflix, you hit watch Netflix. When you hit watch Netflix, it will automatically take care of the lighting for you. So it shuts the screen lights off, because obviously you're going to need to be able to see the screen. Fires everything up, sets it to the correct inputs automatically. Literally anyone could use this theater. It's really set up nice. See, our star ceiling came out really good. So the projector, I'm going to link in the description that I upgraded to. It does not break the bank. Actually, I'll link both, the projector and the receiver. Both of these are very, very reasonably priced pieces of equipment, and I could not be happier with them. Tomerpuss, yeah, that's me. You got the Tomerpuss, you got the Shannerpuss, and you got the Guest. We'll go with Tomerpuss. So this thing has just been phenomenal for me, for anyone to use, which is so important when you're married, that your wife can come down and doesn't need you to come down with her to get the theater going. I can't tell you how important that is. The picture on this thing in 4K is like beyond insane. It looks so real. It's crazy. For the speaker upgrades, so we kept everything we talked about at the beginning of the video, but I did add a couple of in-walls down here. The more research I did, it actually made more sense for me to use these as my height speakers, since they're pretty much over your head anyway, up on the wall. And now your lower channels for surrounds are down here, so that worked out really good. Let's see. Got some new theater pillows, because, you know, it's a theater. So it's got theater pillows. These are, it really just is set up for 6. I mean, you could drag beanbag chairs in here and obviously do whatever you want, but it really sits 6 very comfortably. These chairs are all power recliners, and yeah, you can easily fall asleep in here. It's gonna be really tough for you to see the new the theater projector housing, but that all done in that same star material really came out nice. I love the way that looks. All I can promise you is that this stupid little GoPro is not going to do this video justice, but the color, the clarity, and the brightness is just off the charts. I mean, it literally, that's a 10-foot screen, and it looks like you could touch everything that's on that screen right now. It's so realistic looking. In real life anyway. So I could not be happier with how this theater revamp has turned out. I'm really falling back in love with this thing again. Between the jackhammer that is the subwoofer hiding beneath this pretty facade, to obviously that 4K UHD picture, to our new Starry Night themed tray ceilings. I mean, it's just, it came out perfect. I'm loving it again. So we're down here, gonna be watching another movie tonight, and really enjoying this setup. It was a lot of work, but it is so worth it. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, and or criticisms, make sure you throw them down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video.